What we are showing you here today is the collection of Jarrod Roll, who has a complete 3 3/4 inch Star Wars action figure collection from the original series that was produced between 1978 and 1985. What is on display here are all of the pieces loose. And the reason that we're showing them is because for loose pieces, they are in fantastic condition. We will try to show as many different angles on this as we possibly can, as well as demonstrate the names and show the names of the items and the figures. If you haven't seen everything, this is an opportunity to see it all, and we hope you enjoy it and that you learn something from it. This is the Death Star space station, which is the playset that everyone wanted back in the day. It was pretty expensive. I'm impressed with this one because the trash is still in the compactor, which is usually missing. Those little foam strips, normally you don't find those with these sets. The Turret and Probot playset, along with the AT-ST Walker from the Empire Strikes Back series. Next, the Hoth Ice Planet Adventure set, and the ever-popular Wampa that you barely saw in the movie. Here we have the very rare Death Star PlayStation by Palitoy. This was only available in the UK, and it's very difficult to find in good condition because, as you can see, it's made mostly of cardboard. Now on over to the classic Land Speeder, parked out in front of the Sears Cantina Adventure set. And standing in the doorway, the very rare blue Snaggletooth figure. Right next to him, the Patrol Dewback. And now the classic Creature Cantina action playset. What makes so many of these playsets so hard to find now is that they were made mostly of cardboard cutouts. Now here's one that I wish I had. The remote-controlled Jawa sand crawler. I actually remember the commercial from this back in the 70s. Now this one's not opened all the way up, but I'm going to do my best to show you inside. Over here, the Land of the Jawas action playset, Unfortunately, another mostly cardboard set. Moving along, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. Above this, the A-Wing fighter. And finally, one more tier up, the battle damaged TIE fighter. You can tell by the stickers. Let's go over to the next case. Here we see some Return of the Jedi items. First off, the Rancor monster. Above him, the Jabba the Hutt action playset. And this is a set that opens up, but Jabba's sitting on top of it, so I can't show you inside. And finally, the Tatooine skiff. Figures not included, just like every other toy that they made back in the 70s and 80s. Now we're coming to an action figure section, and so I'm just going to pan over them without telling you all of their names because there's just so many here. Sorry if there's any reflection from the overhead lights. I'm trying to avoid it, doing my best here. This is your classic Star Wars lineup. These figures were released during Empire Strikes Back. Finally, the Return of the Jedi. Here's Max Rebo in the band. This one is Yak Face. Now, this can be a difficult figure to find because he was not made available in the US. Let's jump across and look at some of these Return of the Jedi sets. That's an Ewok Assault Catapult. Speeder Bike. The Ewok Combat Glider. I know, it doesn't make any sense, but it was in the movie. And of course, now the Ewok Village Action playset. Let's go over and look in the large vehicle case. Here's a B-Wing fighter. This is the Imperial Shuttle.
Where are we?
The TIE Interceptor. The Y-Wing fighter. And of course, the Darth Vader's Star Destroyer action playset, which is based off of that one scene where he was like in a throne in The Empire Strikes Back. Let's go look at some more vehicles. This is the Battle Damage X-Wing fighter. Again, you can tell by the stickers. The Slave One, Boba Fett's ship. And there's Boba with his precious cargo. And right next to him, the Cloud City playset, which was another Sears only exclusive, and of course made mostly of cardboard. This is the twin pod cloud car. Over here we've got the Rebel Armored Snow Speeder. This is the Rebel Command Center Adventure Set, shown here with a Tauntaun. You know, I'll tell you, Kenner sure did like making plastic snow during the Empire Strikes Back series. Have you noticed that? Right here is a Rebel transport vehicle. Unfortunately, again, this is another vehicle that's not open because this center opens up. You're not going to be able to see all the way inside. Here is the Dagobah Action playset, otherwise known as Yoda's House. And if you're wondering why so many of these are called action playsets, it's a reference to like moving parts. There are things where you can make an action figure stand on something and you pull a lever to move him back and forth. Let's go look at some more Empire Strikes Back stuff. Here's the radar laser cannon. And behind that, more plastic snow in the form of an Imperial Attack Base playset. Basically, it's like the trench from Empire Strikes Back. Next, the tripod laser cannon. And the ever formidable AT-AT Walker. Going back to Star Wars now, the Millennium Falcon. the original X-Wing fighter. And again, credit where credit is due with these action figures and playsets. They are really clean. And right behind him, the classic Imperial TIE fighter. You know what? I'll tell you, now that I've gone all the way through this and looked at this whole collection, it occurs to me that this is not actually complete. The mini rigs are missing, and those were produced during the Empire Strikes Back series. So I'm putting a picture of the mini rigs up for you so you can see what they look like. They're not that hard to find, so I'm really surprised that they're not here. Perhaps they've been overlooked somehow, but they should be included with the collection, and they should have gone really right between the radar laser cannon and the tripod laser cannon. Another thing that I did not see was the vinyl cape Jawa, and I actually used to have one of these. My ex stole it, along with a lot of other stuff, but that's a whole other story. Do you notice anything else that's missing from the 3 3/4 inch series? Post it in the comments section below. I could have overlooked something. But despite that, this collection is really mostly complete and it's in great condition. So I hope this has been interesting for some of you who may not have seen some of this before. As always, please like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.